Dear students, good morning and welcome to the first class of Scientific English. So let's start. I will share the screen with you. Let's start from the beginning. So the module is English, scientific and technical English. And in the first page, you can find all the informations. And it is the contact form about your module and about your professor. So let's start with the chapter 1, which is the importance of English language. Why should we study English at the university? Introduction. So we know that English is the most understood language today, which is the universal language. And with 2 billion speakers across the world, English is not just the common language, it's also the most important one for you to learn for many reasons. So sciences and technology students, chemistry and physics, should be proficient in the English language for their academic needs and employability skills to find a job. Students will have the opportunity to practice their writing and speaking English skills and to improve their vocabulary and grammar in academic English. Scientific English allows students to analyze scientific publications and papers, writing in English in order to do a bibliographic search for a chosen research topic. The lectures will provide theoretical guidelines and principles, as well as practical examples from scientific texts and exercises to teach students how to apply the guidelines to their own work. The objectives of our class are, first of all, to recall and recover previous information concerning the basics of the English language. 2, exchange relatively complex information, negotiate, describe, express, and support their opinions. 3, give and interpret a short oral presentation, ask and answer questions to improve their academic English vocabulary and grammar. 4, to read, understand, and to analyze, paraphrase, and summarize a scientific text in their academic field. Number 5, write and publish a scientific document in English in the very, very near future. And finally, to use work techniques in autonomy. So to be capable to use techniques and scientific English in your own work. Prerequisites. So students must always have or must already have basic understanding of the English language, which is the level of B1, so intermediate level, in terms of listening, reading, comprehension, and writing. Number 2, basics in English language, like vocabulary and grammar rules. So students must know how to phrase some phrases or to make some phrases, how to express themselves, how to talk about their ideas, etc. Why English is important? Why English is important? It's easy to see just how important English is around the world, is around us, in TV, in the street, in movies, at the university, in hospital, in media, in social media pages, etc. So many international businesses conduct meetings in English and pitches. They pitch in English. Universities teach courses in English, and around the world, tourists and travelers use English as a common language. Why English is important? How did English become so important? How English become a universal language? Well, it all goes back to the British Empire, which at its peak covered 25% of the Earth's surface. During colonial times, British rules often obliged the people in those countries to speak English rather than their origins, rather than their native languages. Although the origins of English as a global language has a complicated past, the language has left an important mark on media, trade, and business. If you're still not sure about whether to learn the English, then check out the reasons below. So we do have 10 reasons to study English. Let's start with the first one. The first one, English is a global language. English is the most commonly spoken language in the world. 1 out of 5 people can speak or at least understand English. So 1 out of 5 people can speak or at least understand English. So English is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world, and it is the official language of many countries. But have you ever wondered how many countries speak English and like speak English as their official language? So, well, the answer might surprise you. While many believe that English is only spoken in some countries, but it is spoken in 67 countries in the world. And more than that, 27 other countries use English as the second official language. Like in India, for example, like in China, for example, they use in Palestine, in Saudi Arabia, they use English like the second official language spoken. Number 2, studying English can help you to get a job. Of course, in this case, knowledge of English is essential, is very, very important. A good command of the language will help you to feel confident about yourself. So knowledge of English is essential. Why? Because express yourself better and to be as natural as possible. Beware of false friends. For example, it is important to avoid giving off the wrong impression, especially during a job interview. For this reason, a good review in the false friends in English will be very important. So English is the language of science, technology, aviation, computers, diplomacy, and tourism. Knowing English increases your chances to get a good job in the future in multinational company, in Algeria, for example, in the south of Algeria, there are too many multinational companies within your home country, or of finding work abroad. So if you want to get a job abroad, so in another country than Algeria, you have to learn English so you can run an interview and be confident and get this job. The third reason, learning English can help you to meet new people. So English is the official language in social media. So if you want to get new friends, to meet new people in all around the world, you have absolutely learn English. You have to learn English. So English is the official language of 67 countries, and it is used as a lingua franca, which is a mutual known language by people from all around the world. That means that studying English can help you to have a conversation, with people from all around the world in presential or via internet. Number 4, many scientific papers are written in English. So the most of very famous databases for scientific papers are written in English. This is very, very, very important. So as a result, today, 98% of science papers are written in English, especially in the areas of natural and basic sciences, in science and technology, in mathematics, in medicine, etc., establishing English as the lingua franca of science. Number 5, English is the language of the media industry. So we all agree that English is widely used language in the media industry, in movies, in TV shows, in series, in news, and in advertisements. So the media industry can be defined as a varied collection of organizations that share the production, publication, and distribution of media text like Hollywood. Number 6, English is the language of the internet. So English is the lingua franca of the internet. So 80% of the world's electronically stored information is in English. Most texts accessed through the internet are in English. This is the reality. And most of the major search engines, like Google, for example, are in English. English is also the most commonly used language online, used by 6.4% of the top 10 million websites. It is also the most spoken language worldwide, with over 1.13 billion speakers. Having good knowledge of English can make traveling easier and more enjoyable. So English is particularly important language online, with more than half of the content on the internet written in English, as well as the sum of the world's largest tech companies or technology companies are based in English-speaking countries. Number 7, traveling is a lot easier with a good knowledge of English. So, as I said, that speaking English while traveling gives you more confidence and freedom and independence that you may otherwise have, and communication in travel English with local people grows confidence in you during vacation trips. Lingua franca, a language that is adopted as a common language between speakers whose native language are different. Imagine you're a Spanish person in holiday in Thailand, or we are Algerian. We went to Thailand for a vacation. So while your hotel receptionist might not be able to answer your question in Arabic or in Spanish, it's likely they will be able to answer your question in English. So how will you, or how would you answer? We go to the 8th reason how should we learn English. Number 8, English is one of the most important languages for business. So English is one of the most important languages for business, as it's spoken by around 1.35 billion people around the world as a first or second language. Many top economies also use English as an official language, including the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, Saudi Arabia, India, China, etc. With this in mind, fluency in English is essential and important for business. owners looking to expand almost anywhere in the world. Number 9, with English, you can study all around the world. As a student, you can fly to all around the world, any country, to study. So since English is spoken in so many different countries, there are thousands of schools and universities around the world that offer programs in English. So if you speak good academic English, there's lots of opportunities for you to find an appropriate school and course to suit your needs. Find out about going to university in an English-speaking country. And number 10, and last reason, English gives you access to multiple cultures. So good knowledge of English will allow you to access movies, films, music, and literature, books from hundreds of countries around the globe. Not to mention the fact that numerous books from across the world are translated in English. Few experiences will make you grow as a person more than learning the values, habits, and way of life in a culture that is different from yours. And with this, we end the first class of English for today, which is the importance of learning English in our life. So we can start from now speaking English using this beautiful language in our home, in our school, university, in the street with our friends. Learn how to introduce ourselves, learn how to express our ideas, to share our knowledge, to study together, to make something together, to write some phrases in English, start to listen to some music, start reading some scientific papers, some scientific articles, or some articles in general. Start listening to some news in English, that you start to be easy to use this language. And this is very important language because it's the universal language in the world. Internet, social media, books, TV, products, machines, coffee, food, and the globe is becoming a very small city. So we have to learn the same language that people speak, which is English, so that can allow us to speak the same language, to learn from the others, to share knowledge with the others, and to grow in our life in general. So thank you so much, and see you very soon to the second class, which we will go to talk about scientific English, scientific terminology, and terms in physics, in chemistry. So stay tuned. See you very soon. Bye.